identified as some of the causes of the crisis in the rent regime that we currently face. Recommendations and policy proposals for urgent action. Mr. Speaker, immediate review and enforcement of the Rent Act as outlined under Section 4.2.6 of the NDC's Resetting Ghana 2024 Manifesto. The government must review the Rent Act to introduce standardization in residential housing and enforce quality control in the built environment. Mr. Speaker, restructuring of the rent department into rent housing without struggling to pay lump sums upfront. Mr. Speaker, imagine the plight of a young graduate from Penyi Tamekope posted to DVLA head office in Accra for her national service. How can she raise, on the average, 36,000 Ghana cedis to pay a rent advance for 2 years for a single room that costs about 1,500 Ghana cedis per month? Cost about 1,500 Ghana cedis per month, when her compulsory national service allowance is only 715 Ghana cedis per month, which is rarely paid early. Mr. Speaker, we need massive investment in affordable housing, and the government must collaborate with the private sector to build affordable housing units across the country, particularly in urban centers where rent is most expensive. This will significantly reduce the housing deficit. Mr. Speaker, it is also important that a new rent pricing framework is introduced to prevent landlords from arbitrarily increasing rent. Mr. Speaker, tax incentives for affordable housing. Developers who invest in affordable rental units should be granted tax incentives to encourage more housing projects. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the current rent situation in Ghana is unsustainable. It is an issue of national urgency that demands immediate and bold interventions. The citizens of this country deserve to live in dignity, and as leaders, it is our responsibility to ensure that housing, a basic necessity, is accessible and affordable for all. I therefore humbly call on this honorable House to act now and protect the ordinary Ghanaian from the burden of excessive rent costs. Mr. Speaker, once again, I thank you for the opportunity to make this statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will give the floor to Honorable Former Minister for Roads and Transport.
Thank you.
Roads and Highways.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this very important statement. And I want to commend my esteemed colleague for raising this issue of rent and its associated problems. Mr. Speaker, rent is a very important area that, as a country, we must all focus on and make sure that we provide shelter, especially for low-income Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, the Rent Act, which was passed, speak to private institutions to raise capital to take particular interests and get the Ministry of Works and Housing and Water Resources to bring back the rent bill so that Parliament can do justice to it. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I want to once again thank the maker of the statement for this insightful contribution. Thank you.